Today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo.
Apply today and become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co.
And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application.
Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 269. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. Also, we have a special limited time giveaway of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the Xbox One/Series X. One physical copy will be given to the lucky winner. So head on over to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, like this post or video, and leave a comment and tell us which Assassin's Creed game is your favorite and why. Note you can enter once per episode and once per social media service. This contest is open to U.S. residents only. Good luck to everyone who enters. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man? It's you know what it is? It's my birthday month. We're in May.
Hell yeah, it's your birthday month.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
You only turned 21 2 times.
You only turned 21. Oh, so you're turning 42.
No, I'm turning 21.
Wow.
This is my second 21st birthday.
You were good for a liar. You know, that's actually funny because all throughout my 30s, every time I'd have a birthday thing, it would be like the first anniversary of my 30th birthday, second, third, fourth, fifth, up until the 9th. And then it would just, like now I'm in my 40s, so I have to drop it. Once I hit 40, it's done.
I mean, you know, you only turn 40 twice. Come on.
You only turn 40. I hope. I hope I can hit 80. That's the dream. That's the dream.
Come on. This is my second 21st birthday, and it feels awesome. Mm-hmm. Man, I'll be 39 at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. That's crazy to say. It's crazy to say 20 years ago, I could still remember what I was doing 20 years ago.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's crazy to think that 90s rap music is retro.
Yeah, right? Like Tupac is like classic music now.
Yeah,
right?
it's like classic hip hop.
Right.
Like, you know.
Right.
No. Tupac and Biggie, no, they're modern. They will always be modern.
Mm-hmm. You know what always gets me when I walk into like a CVS or a Rite Aid or like a Walgreens, and I hear like Stone Temple Pilots on the radio, and I'm just like, this used to be like hip and cool, and now it's just background music, and it's like, oh, it hurts. It hurts. It's still good music.
It hurts when I see it hurts when I see like a Jay-Z song in a commercial. It's like, man. You old when the song is in a commercial and that's where the kids know it from, right?
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
They know it because it's that guy that's a commercial. So you know Mos Def, right?
Like,
you
hell yeah, I know Mos Def.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know Mos Def. You know
Yeah.
Mos Def.
Mos Def is
I
great,
actually did Street Team for Ruckus Records once upon a time. We would hand out CDs in the subway or at a party.
Nice.
Or at a concert. And my cousin was like my cousin who is late 20s, right?
Okay.
So he's a good decade younger than me.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, Mos Def. That's that actor, right? That's that guy that acts." And I'm like, no.
I mean, sure, he was in 12 Blocks, and he was good in that movie, but come on now.
He's been in a lot of
movies. I know.
I said, no, he's a rapper. That's acting.
Right, exactly.
He will always be a rapper that's acting. Ice-T will always be a rapper that's acting. LL Cool J will always be a rapper that's acting.
Yeah.
Ice Cube will always be a rapper that's acting.
To be fair though, I think Ice-T has been acting more than he's been rapping.
Oh well,
which is sad to say.
Well, Ice-T isn't really our generation, right?
Right.
Like he was more of like the 80s, like especially the late 80s.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like he was
in Breaking
like,
Two, man. He was the DJ in Breaking Two.
Yeah, but he was like right before our generation.
Right.
Really
We were a little bit too young
over.
to pick up. Yeah.
I mean, he had after police. I mean,
that's right. That's right.
That was NWA or that was
that was NWA. He had
he had something that was like this,
Body Count and Body Count was the band, and they actually just put out something I think last year or the year before. They put out a brand new album, Body Count, which is crazy.
Man. I didn't tell you this before we started recording. I signed the Days Gone 2 petition.
Good on you. So they're people are trying to make this a thing. They want the sequel.
They want again, I told you the pitch was turned down, not having a sequel, right? Like they don't want a multiplayer game, which I think they're totally wrong, right? Like they want to diversify their games and have unique experiences. I think this would be actually the perfect game to go sort of the Destiny style, right?
Where co-op mission-based zombie apocalypse game, sure. I could be down for this. I mean, any game is tough to put together, but zombies are still hip.
Imagine me and you doing a raid, and it's okay. Dave, I'm gonna use the zombies to clear out or as a distraction and clear out some guys. I need you to go in and get the intel, like sneak in. So stay above ground because there's gonna be zombies all over the on the floor.
Yeah,
like I could see that. Like
that'd be kind of cool. You get a little squad together, right?
Yeah, that's a unique thing. We don't have like a Destiny style zombie game, right? Like if it's a zombie game, it's always survival. We have to survive.
Right.
This is unique because we use the zombies as a weapon, right? Like it's not they're not the enemy, so to speak, right? We have to watch out for them, but they're not the main threat in the world. People are.
World War Z was kind of like that, which is actually really good, but it's not open world. It's more kind of like mission based. So you kind of head down like corridors, like you go down like city blocks and whatever, and you get into these set pieces. But yeah, man, I would be down. Granted, I didn't play the first Days Gone. I guess it just kind of passed me by. I wasn't necessarily not about it. I just never
can't pass you by now. It's $10.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I own it. Pretty sure it's in the collection.
I mean, listen, my only, if I had like a squad, like if I was like in a biker gang, I don't want to go in alone. And I think I really wanted the whole multiplayer aspect of it. I want to have like a team of guys and we go in, right? I mean, I wasn't really digging the story. My wife was kidnapped, or I thought my wife died, or I was trying to find more. No, she wasn't kidnapped. She got on a helicopter and you don't know where she is. And you gotta. I didn't like the story. that was my thing.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
it should have been more squad based, where I have a team, and we gotta infiltrate, and we can do multiplayer. I think I've talked myself into this pitch. I want this game now. Now I want this game.
Listen, Dan, you need to be the change you want to see in the world, right?
Well, that's why I signed the petition.
The change is for Sony to reverse their decision and say, yes, make the sequel. It's going to
make the sequel that was pitched. That's what I want.
Sure.
That's what I want. They have over 100,000 signatures right now. So, counting. In just a few days. There's lots of interest for this game.
Send me the link and I'll put my email address in the mix.
Okay, cool.
There'll be 100,001.
Well, Dave, we have an awesome show this week. We're going to talk about Sony's trademark for former exclusive Xbox IP. And is Wal-Mart entering the video game streaming business? That could be interesting, right? But let's begin the show with limited run games partnering with Xbox. So
finally! Oh my God. The last chip to fall. The last brick to be put into place. We had Sony. All right.
Well, limited run started by putting out games on Vita.
That's right.
They were putting out physical games on Vita that were only digital games.
And then they went to PS4, right?
Well, they made their own game, right? Which is still like super expensive if you want to get the original Vita version. I have the Switch version. But then they switched. Then they went to the PS4.
Right.
They did put out a 3DS game.
They did do that.
They announced that they partnered to put out Wii U games. They only did one, and the Switch, obviously, and now they're going to start putting out games on the Xbox.
Yeah. Now I get that. I mean, it takes a lot of work because there's licensing rights and whatever, and you need to be like an authorized publisher, and games need to be cleared and QA'd, and the equivalent of Nintendo seal of quality or whatever, right? It has to go through certain checks, and it costs money, and it's like a lot of work. But I would assume Microsoft would be one of the easiest companies to be like, yes, especially given Limited Run's pedigree. They've been around for like 5 years now. They've been putting out quality products. It's always I always look forward to Limited Run sales. So I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do.
So I have a bunch of Vita games. I have a bunch of obviously PS4 games. I have a bunch of Switch games, right? I have the one Wii U game. I have the one 3DS game. I just now I need the Xbox game. This was gonna happen. E3, they're gonna have their E3 presentation, and it's gonna be at some point in the presentation they're gonna say, yeah, this game is coming out on the Switch, PS4, and then it's gonna be like, and the Xbox. It's not gonna be like an Xbox exclusive game. It's just gonna be like it's coming out on all platforms. All right. And whatever game that is, I'm gonna get it for the Xbox just to say I have the first limited run Xbox game.
Nice.
So, all right. So we got that. Also, something I want to get. I'm not a sneakerhead by any means. I love my Jordans. I love my Uptowns, my white on whites, because I'm from New York. That's what we call them. But I kind of want to get these. Like, Paul George is a big gamer, right? He's a basketball player. Paul George, he plays for the Clippers. He partnered with Sony, and he put out like some, Paul George style. Original PlayStation, right? It had the color scheme and everything. He's putting out
super dope. The OG ones, like the PS1 style. Ones. Yeah. Oh my God, they were like that space gray, and they had the 4 like symbols on there. Like it was dope.
Well, now he's putting out a PS5 style one. Now this one looks awesome.
PG5 on
probably going to be like $150.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit pricey. They got the new Nike Air logo. I don't know if that's. I think that may be exclusive to this sneaker. Little blue swoosh, right? White and black and blue accent. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
I want these. These are something I would wear on a special occasion, like we're at PAX. I would wear them.
Wait, you would
I
wear
would
them?
every day. Yeah.
You would? I couldn't.
Listen, I'm not
spending
spending
100. Couldn't do it.
I'm not spending $150 and not actually wearing them at some point. Maybe not all the time.
Wait. But they're gonna get scuffed. You take them to PAX, they're gonna get scuffed.
I'll wear it on a Thursday, the first day. Come on.
I mean, that would be the best day to wear them, but I would still not.
Or Sunday.
All right.
Or Sunday, the last day.
It's tough. I would be so nervous. I would be so nervous that someone's gonna step on my Pumas.
Let me ask you a question.
Right?
If you spent $2,000 on little Samson, would you put it in an actual NES console to try to play, or Retron 5?
I wouldn't put it in a Retron, but I would put it in a regular NES.
You don't trust Retron? Come on.
No, I don't trust Retron. Retron's fine for like common games.
Oh, Hyperkin. You don't trust Hyperkin?
I don't trust Hyperkin. I don't.
Come on. Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie.
Charlie.
I don't know. My boss says that to me all the time. Come on,
here's
Charlie.
Here's the thing, too. Even if I put it in a Retron 5, it's not really going to degrade it. I mean, it could, continuous use and pulling it in and out and this and that, but it's probably going to be fine still, right? And you could clean the pins off. And I suppose
the sneaker. I can clean the sneaker. I wear it Thursday. I clean the sneaker.
I was just going to say, you could clean the sneaker, but still, it's never going to be the same. Nah, you got to keep them pristine. Keep the box. Put the box up on the shelf. Put the sneakers up on them on like a 45-degree angle. Boom. Life of the party. I'd never wear them. That's what I do. That's what I do. You see those? You see those squares back there? You see those squares? That's where I would put those sneakers, and I would angle them out.
No.
And I got those PG5s. Boom.
Come on. Listen, I spent all this money. I gotta wear it at least once. Okay, just like
all right,
I spent all the money for Little Samson, I gotta play it at least once on the
I'll wear them around the house,
or a clone system.
I'll wear them around the house, Dan. How about that?
Not good enough. I'm
gonna order some food, and I'm gonna go down, show them off to the delivery guy, and go, check these out.
I'm gonna get you some PlayStation PJs too to go with it. How about that?
X's and O's and squares and triangles.
I'll get you some X's and O's. How about that?
I'll wear them. I'll wear them.
I'm sure you will.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave. As we always try to start the show, but epically fail.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing?
Oh, I got some good stuff I've been playing, Dan. I got to tell you, I picked up yesterday. In fact, I picked up R-Type Final 2.
Not the final version.
No,
the second
Final
version.
2. Yeah. Funny enough, I didn't realize, but when I popped the game disc in and I was like poking around, I realized that it was kickstarted.
Yes.
So funded and all that. I did not realize that. There is some stuff in the game that's Kickstarter only. And they're like, input your code to get your custom whatever. And you can make your own. I think you can name and make your own chips. You can customize your own chips, but there's some like extra stuff that you get. So I did not realize that. Does not detract from the gameplay. There's still a ton of stuff to do and unlock and buy and customize. But yeah, man, it's R-Type. It's R-Type with PS4 visuals. So it's all in 3D.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You just bought that. Why didn't you buy Resident Evil 8?
Dan, I
would think Resident Evil 8 would be more up your alley than. I mean, R-Type is definitely a game for you too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think if it was, is David going to get R-Type or Resident Evil 8? I think he would get Resident Evil 8.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to get Resident Evil 8. The reason I didn't get it is because I forgot that it came out. The reason I'm gonna say that I didn't buy it is because I'm waiting for the PS5. But that's not true because I still.
Did you not listen to the Rated G for Gamers episode 268 or 267? When
I would have had to because we talked about it
next month.
We talked about it.
Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Come on.
I'm aware.
Come on, Charlie.
I mean, I'm gonna get it still. I'm definitely still gonna buy it.
You forgot to play the demo for the Xbox.
I'm. Everybody's loving it. They're saying it's like 7, but a little more actiony. Like I'm in.
Like
I don't need to be sold.
It's like a 8.2 on Metacritic or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I don't have to be sold on the game. I was already sold from the initial trailer. I was like, yes.
They took the feedback from 7 and made it just a tad bit actiony and not. It's not an action game. It's not Resident Evil 6 by any means, but it's
right.
They scaled back some of the horror. People said Resident Evil 7 was too scary, and it was. So
right.
So I can play maybe half of Resident Evil 8 just in the village part. I can play the village part. Once we get to the mansion, I'm done. You can keep it.
You just
I'm
gotta.
done.
Okay, look.
I'm done.
Look. I'm gonna go ahead and
you
say
weren't
this.
in the dungeon, Dave. You weren't in the dungeon where werewolves are chasing you, and it's dark, and you don't know where to go, and you only have like 12 bullets.
I don't want to hear it because you put my feet to the fire and said you need to play this whole entire game in VR. This is RE7, all right, and then you film me in the beginning thing playing RE7. And when the the father comes out and he's got the axe and he's coming at you and it's in first person and there's a point, I think maybe I saw this too, where he's got a chainsaw and I'm deathly afraid of chainsaws.
That's later in the game. That's later in the game. That's later in the game.
Okay.
That's later in the game.
But still.
And I didn't know he had I didn't know he had a chainsaw because I didn't make it that far.
No, of course you didn't. I did the whole entire damn thing in VR because you made the proclamation that, well, you got to do it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. So
don't put that on me.
Come on,
you
Dad.
were dumb enough to go for my.
Oh, I'm afraid of a little jump scare. Come on, get out of here.
Listen, man, I'm good. All right.
I understand you're good. And I get why you don't want to play it.
You know how many Resident Evil games? You know how many Resident Evil games I beat?
It's a fun experience.
You know how many Resident Evil games I beat?
You beat 0, and I'm not talking about RE0. Well, actually, no. You probably beat 1. Did you beat RE6?
No, but I will. Actually, 5. 5 is a little bit better than 6. Like to beat.
5 is leaps and bounds. Yeah. Because it was more like 4, which was a little bit actiony, but
it was a little bit linear too, right? It was more linear in 5.
Yeah,
and it was daylight.
Yeah.
It was daylight.
Oh yeah, you were in the desert. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in Africa.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, that was that weird point, right? Just as a side note, that was that weird point where like zombie, everything was like in the daylight. It was like, what if zombies were in the day? We had day, you had Resident Evil 3, the movie, right? Like that was in like the desert.
Oh,
yeah, Resident Evil 5.
We saw that in the theater together.
We did.
That was way back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, that was a fun movie. I'll leave it at that. But anyway, I'm getting off. We're getting a little bit off topic because I did play another game this week, and spoilers, it's terrible. The demo.
Tell me how you really feel.
I will. I'll go into detail. The demo of Second Extinction came out. It's on Games Pass.
What's this game?
It's a game where you fight dinosaurs, which you would think was badass. This is Jurassic Park, and I get to play as a dude with guns killing like raptors, and you do, but it is so boring. It's bad. Okay. So it's like a co-op shooter type thing. You can play solo if you want.
It's no Monster Hunter with dinosaurs, huh?
No. So you play and I'm gonna couch all this by saying it's still like beta and like whatever. They just put like a free demo out so you can kind of try the game, and I guess they're gonna get feedback and the whatever else. And they have a small patch of land with like maybe 5 or 6 drop points, and they have different levels of difficulty that you can drop into, I guess like easy and hard. So you drop in, and then you can go to the map, and there's like things you can do, right? You can go here and knock down this drone and then pick up the supplies for it, right? Or you can go here and go to this dinosaur nest, and you can kill the dinosaurs and get whatever resources from the land and like bring it back and like send it back to the mothership or whatever, right? Because the whole thing is you're trying to get supplies or whatever else. So everything you do is all for like the cause, the fight against the dinosaurs or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's terrible. It's boring. It's go here, beat up this thing, take this thing back, bring it, shoot it back to the mothership, right? And there's only like 4 different types of missions, all right? You can fight dinosaurs, you can find the drone, or you can take this giant supply box and shoot it back in the air.
Come on,
I just named 3.
But is combat, even like fighting the dinosaurs, is that fun at least?
I mean, it's okay.
Is it Dino Crisis? I mean, what kind of like how are you fighting the dinosaurs?
It's like it's legit a third person shooter. Right?
Okay.
It's legit a third person shooter. You know, I guess it feels a little like Fortnite mission structure. I mean, it's a little like Destiny maybe, I don't know. It's just nothing was like super exciting, right? The graphics looked pretty good. The controls were good. The shooting was good, I guess, but everything was uninspired.
If you had to rate this on a Dave scale, we haven't done this in a while. What would you give it?
Like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt, so it's not trash. It's like on the low end, I guess. It's not trash, but I mean, it's like it's not a game I'm gonna go back to. And when the full retail version comes out, I don't even think I'm gonna give it a second thought. It was just
Is this like Ark? Is this like Ark? It's like Ark.
I never played Ark, and I maybe it's like Ark.
We know Vin Diesel's in Ark, the next Ark game.
Well, that would make for a much better game. Yeah,
Okay.
it's bad. Oh, and so you get like 5 different characters to play as, right? Different archetypes or whatever. Well, I guess there's 3 different archetypes, 5 different players. You can customize them, and you can level up your character and get extra stuff and skins and different abilities and all that. If you play as I forget which class it is, but you play as one of the classes that has the grenade launcher, it's very unsatisfying. It's terrible.
Can it be unsatisfying? Grenade launcher.
It's not good, Dan.
Launcher. How can it be unsatisfying?
It's not good. I'm telling you, try this game out. All right.
All right. I don't want to try this game out now.
I will go the distance and pick this game up again and play it with you to show you how bland it is. It's just
we need to finish It Takes Two. I don't want to play this. I'm done.
We have to do that too. It's true. That's true.
No.
But anyway, I give it a Dave thumbs down. Don't even bother with the demo. It's just someone's got to make a better dinosaur fighting game. So.
All right.
Well, that's what I've been playing. Okay. What have you been playing, Dan?
All right. So, I've been playing a game that some people may say is trash on Dave's scale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's Balan in Wonderworld. I got it on the PS5. It was discounted. It was like almost, it was half off. And I picked it up. Nice. All right. I've been playing through it. I played through about 2 hours. About 2 hours into it. And I got to tell you, I don't know what people are thinking. All right. They gave it all these bad scores.
Right.
But this game is exactly what people say it is. This game is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me preface by saying this. Is that what you think? Is you told me this was just like Mario Odyssey with Cappy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not that
because you go and possess different monsters essentially.
Well, I don't see you possess different costumes that give you different abilities.
Same thing. Whether it's a creature or a costume, you go to the thing and you turn into whatever. Now I'm a plumber.
The game has good ideas.
Right. Poor execution.
In the game, there's something here.
Uh-huh.
It was poorly executed, in my opinion. Okay? Like
sure.
The game's a little boring, I'll be honest. Like, especially in the beginning. You gotta once you get past and you sort of get you sort of get the catch of what this is or what you have to do. Because in the beginning you couldn't even jump. It's like I had to get
you had to get a jump ability.
I had to get I had to actually get the costume.
Right.
And you do switch between. You have to switch between the different costumes to get the different abilities to do the different things. They're just poorly executed. Like just the mechanics of trying to. I kept falling off the ridge because I'm like, I thought you're supposed to hit X twice to get the giant bubble or the double jump, right? Like a normal game, right? Like you go to the edge and you jump and you double jump, right? No, you have to jump while you're still like here, and then you can double jump, which seems weird. Some ledges I can do that, some ledges I can't. There's a character where you create a giant bubble and you can float. You can't create the bubble when you double jump into nothing. You'll fall down. You have to double jump while you're on the platform to create the bubble to float or to float, which is super confusing. And I lost a bunch. I lost. I died a couple of times. By the way, dying takes way too long. If you fall, I'm still falling for too long. I should just end it. Take me back.
That's a simple thing. That's a simple thing that the place testers should have caught and go, hey, that animation's way too long.
There's not a lot of combat. Like if there are little enemies that pop up, you can just completely ignore them and keep going. There are certain costumes where you can't jump, right? Which is like there's a costume where you could throw a boomerang.
Okay.
And you can't jump. Like every button you push is to throw a boomerang.
Right.
Some of that is a little off because I'm like, he's in front of me. It's not hitting him. And I got to legit like turn my body. And the boomerang never hits him directly. It always goes past him and then hits him. That's like the whole thing of the boomerang.
Yeah.
I still should be able to jump. You should have basic mechanics, costume or no costume, to jump. I'm sorry.
Right. You need some kind of baseline like you can do. This is what you can do always. And here's the things you can do sometimes.
Doesn't matter what costume. And I can't jump with this certain costume. So the costume is made for this level. I love the different levels, right? Again, just like Mario, right? Mario started this, I guess, where the different worlds are themed, right? I like the water themed worlds. The worlds are beautiful. I think the worlds are beautiful, except for the first one. Doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
The farm world.
All right.
The actual battles come into the boss battles, and I think they're okay. I like them. They're good. They're easy, right? For the most part, they're not difficult. You learn the pattern, and you can figure out the pattern. You can beat it. You need a key to unlock the suits, the outfits.
Okay. Every
time you do, they give it like a minute. And they will pop up again, and you can go get the key, and you can store the key, so you can have like three or four keys on you. Because after the first part of the level, the key is not next to the power up; it's somewhere else, and you gotta get the key, and then you can unlock the power up. So I would get the key, I would cheese it, I would get the key, move around, come back for it to repurpose, get the key again, move around, come back. Right. So I always had like 2 or 3 keys stored. So. Because every time you die, you lose that costume. Whatever costume you were wearing, you lose that costume. Again, the only good thing is the hub world sucks. Doesn't make any sense. I was totally confused. It is a collectathon because you need to collect the statues to get the train to move to the next to unlock the other worlds. Right? Like I beat the first level, which is 3 doors. It gives like how it is. You're in a hub world.
Right.
Don't know why. Story doesn't make any sense, by the way. It's kind of crazy. Japanese story. Okay, I can live with it. Animation was great in the beginning. The song and dance, great, whatever.
Right.
You're in a hub world. You step on a platform because there's a giant one. Obviously, this is the first world. It opens 2 doors. You pick one. Piece of advice, always pick the first world. Don't pick the second world.
Okay.
Always pick the first world. And then you have 2 worlds and you have a boss battle. You need to collect the statues for, I guess, the Balan and Wonderworld statues. You need to collect enough of them so you can get the train to unlock other worlds. So it is a collectathon. So you need to figure out what power-ups go in which world to help you get the hidden statues that are in the world. You know how I feel about getting statues to progress to the next world. I think that's dumb. They should just be collectibles. Maybe give me unlimited powers or something. Don't make that a thing that I need to do. Make that optional for people who want to make the game more difficult on themselves to see how they can get. They don't know how to get over there. They have to figure out, what power up or whatever they need to do to get over to this secret platform that's floating in the sky with nothing over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't make that something I need to figure out. Just let me keep going and progress to the game, because I do like the different worlds. I do like some of the power-ups. I just don't like how they're implemented. The story makes no sense. The hub world sucks. And there should be more of a battle as far as in the worlds in general. Like the only battle you're really going to get, the only challenge from an enemy is a boss battle. That's it.
Right.
You're not really gonna die from any little minions in the world that are few and far between, by the way. It's not like they're all over the place. Like in one hub world, you could probably get like 3, 4, 5 enemies tops.
Yeah.
And if you can't jump, you can't jump on their head.
Yeah, it's sad too, because it's the guy who made Knights, and you're like, oh, Knights was great on Saturn. It was cool. And yeah, just kind of.
The game has I see potential in the game.
Sure.
And I want them to make a sequel, because I want them to fix everything that's wrong with the first game, and I want them to make it more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really knock down the mechanics. Give me the jump ability no matter what costume I'm wearing, because I like having a boomerang costume, because I get to throw like a boomerang or whatever. It's like a boomerang shaped, whatever it is. You're a grasshopper and you get to throw the stupid hand that's like shaped like a boomerang, but that's another story. But I want to be able to jump, right? That's the thing. So I think just this game has a lot of potential. I would give it, if I had to give it like a number or something, I would give it like 6.
Rated on the Dave scale. I had to rate Second Extension.
Well, no. Well, if it's on the Dave scale, no. If it was on the Dave scale, it'd be trash.
Oh,
it'd be trash. It'd be trash.
Just straight up, not even. Yeah.
Dave scale is harsh. The Dave scale is harsh. It's trash. I would give it a 6, and that's being generous, because I really want to give it a 5.
Wait a minute. A 6 out of what? 100?
No,
or
6 out of. I would give it. All right, I would give it a 5.5 out of 10.
5.5. Yeah. Okay.
I said 6 was generous. 6 was generous.
You're right. The Dave scale is a little bit harsh, because like a game
it's a 4-point scale.
It is definitely a 4-point scale. It's either
good game to get out on the low end.
It's either fantastic, it's terrible, or it's kind of good or kind of not good. And that's it. That's all it is. Those are the 4 ways that you can rate any game, and it works
on the Dave scale. Yes, yeah. Well, it would be trash. It would be trash.
Yeah,
that's what it would be.
Right, I can't. It's right up there with Second Extinction. Don't bother.
It would be so many games that would be out on the low end that are a 7, right? This is nowhere near. This is nowhere near 7.
Right. So it's not even like, hey, I love Mario Odyssey. I'm going to play a game that's kind of like it, but not as great. It's like, no, here's a terrible knockoff.
No, go play Sonic Forces.
See, there you go. Which is also not a great game, but it's okay.
Go play Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces, I wouldn't call trash.
Right.
I would put it on the low end.
Sure.
So, all right. When we take a break, on that note, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the top gaming news of last week.
Hey, this is Matt Adler, freelance journalist for IGN, and you're listening to Rated G for Gamers podcast.
And we're back. Let's get into the top gaming news of last week. We have to start a lead story. Let's talk about Sony.
Listen, big news out of the Sony camp.
Listen. Microsoft goes around, buys ZeniMax. 2 billion.
Right.
Yeah, here you go. 7 billion. Here you go. I got this. That's nothing, right? They made like 4 billion last year.
That's right.
Right. I mean,
they got BD energy, as the kids like to say.
Oh yeah. Well,
They're swinging.
But there was talks about them buying Discord, right? Like the next big purchase, maybe not a studio per se, but maybe a service like Discord. And Discord is valued at like maybe $10 billion, which may be a little bit too rich for anybody's blood, right? For one specific thing.
Right.
But, and then, those talks, we talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago, that those talks have ended. Discord will stay independent. And now we have a report that Sony has invested in Discord. They are a minority stakeholder in Discord. And Discord will be integrated into PlayStation PS5s in 2022.
It's a good move. It is a solid platform. It's a platform that we use to, do a lot of our recording and chat and internal stuff.
But that's kind of crazy, though. Like, I mean, if it's $10 billion, you're a minority stakeholder. What did they invest $2 billion into it?
Maybe. You got to go big if you're going to go. Get some shares, get in there. But it's Discord is like, so there's Discord is chat, it's audio, it's video, and the service is amazing. Right? They have all these like extras that you can add onto it, and custom servers and the, Nitro thing and, custom emojis and whatever else and extra audio quality. Like, it's like, I don't want to necessarily say the gold standard, but I think it's the gold standard. I think it's the gold standard for like game chat. Not necessarily streaming, but like for like chat and like video conference and all that stuff.
You know who should have invested? Nintendo should have invested in Discord. Should have been integrated into Switches.
They could use it. Yeah. So I don't know necessarily how this is going to work, because it's obviously not going to be the Discord client that everybody knows that has the chat window, audio, the video options. They're going to have to rework a bunch of the stuff to make it work within the PlayStation with just a controller, right? Because I'd say 95% of the people aren't going to have a mouse and keyboard.
Well, put it this way: when people are streaming, right?
Yeah.
What's the one thing one of the things they always say, right? Especially if you have a Patreon, you have exclusive access to our Discord chat,
right?
Where you can chat with us live while we're streaming. You can stream directly from the PS5 and integrate your Discord chat right there, and you don't have to have your laptop open to do it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And put a little side thing over, and you can have like your top comments and whatever else. Sure. It's a good move. I'm excited to see what they do with it, and it's funny because like this is right on the heels after like they say, Microsoft, we are not taking your marriage proposal. The terms are not good enough.
I can tell you this. It could have been Microsoft could have been interested, or maybe Discord sort of leaked that Microsoft was interested to leverage Sony, right? Like they were already, for it to be integrated so quickly in 2022, right? Like they're saying it's going to be integrated in early 2022. That's next year, right? This had to be in the works for a long time, right? It already had to be discussed behind the scenes for a couple of years at least, right? Especially if you're going to invest that type of money to be a minority stakeholder in.
Right. It's not something you do lightly.
Yeah, that's not something you do lightly. That's already been in the works. And it would probably say, well, listen, if you don't want to invest at that number, $2 billion or whatever the number is, right? Then, Microsoft is looking to spend a lot of money. Maybe they'll purchase us, and then you miss out. So I think that could have been a reason. People do, and companies do that all the time. Companies do that all the time. People do that all the time. Listen, how many times people say, "Oh, this guy's legal fees cheaper. Guy's legal fees cheaper.
I'm gonna go over here."
And I'm like, you can't price match a legal fee. I'm sorry, my time is worth. My time is worth more. Go to him. You know what? Then you get that service. That's the service you're gonna get.
I never heard someone say I'm gonna try and price match a legal fee. That's kind of funny.
Trust me, I get it all the time.
Yeah, no, and I get it. I get why someone would ask that, and I get why you would be upset. from someone asking you. It's like, no, my time is valuable and this is what it's worth, right? If you can't afford what this is, then, you know. Yeah.
Listen, you tell your doctor, listen, I know you did this surgery on me, but I'm not paying that. That's
right?
ridiculous.
No, it's way too much money.
No. This other guy do the surgery for half the price. So I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
This is going to push, I think this is like, I don't think you understand how good I think this is. It is not.
Oh, I do, Dan.
No, it has nothing to do with like me liking Sony or anything. Microsoft is a software company, right?
Sure.
And that's the thing that they do best more than anything. Where PlayStation was Sony is an entertainment company and a hardware company, right? So from a design standpoint, the design of all their products are always like top notch compared to Microsoft, where some of their designs look kind of terrible, right? Just bland. They have no creativity.
OG Xbox, the Zoom. Yeah. There's some stinkers in the bunch.
So, because Sony is not a software company, and their software software not the best, right? Like the UI's never like ever the best, right? It's not terrible, but this makes me feel good because like they're investing in a company that this is what they do. Like this is all they do, right? And they don't have to come up with anything themselves. This is, they're investing in a service company that's going to provide the service, and they're going to provide it better than Sony can ever do it if they made it up themselves. So that's why, right? And that's going to push Microsoft to do better.
Sure. The thing that I'm waiting for, I want to see what the first game that's gonna have an option in their menu that's just connect to Discord on the PS5, right?
Oh, it's not gonna be the first game. It's just gonna be like every game. It's gonna be when you get that update next year in 2022.
Yeah.
Every game you can connect to your Discord. So
it's gonna be good.
Every Sony system will have Discord. Every PlayStation will have Discord integrated, with the exception of the Vita, because Sony doesn't care about the Vita. They just don't.
No, why would they? They gave up on it.
They should, because it means life. Vita means life, damn it. You should care about the Vita. I love the Vita.
It does.
I love the Vita. I'm not on the Vita Island anymore, but I'm still I'm floating. I'm floating.
No.
I'm floating around. I'm floating.
You're on the little cruise ship passing by. You're like, maybe I come back to Vita Island.
I'm on a barrel, just floating in the water. I'm in a barrel floating in the water. So the Vita is still, it was dead. The online store was dead. Sony reverse course. They're keeping the online store open.
That's right.
However, there is an asterisk next to that. They will be keeping the store open, but Sony is not accepting any new games on the Vita store. You cannot put up any new games.
Oh.
So technically, that's it. This is the slow death of the Vita still.
Oh yeah. This is expected, for sure. They did not want to keep. I
didn't expect this at all. What are you talking about?
Well, wait a minute. A couple weeks ago, Sony said, "Hey, we're closing these stores," and then fans said, "No, all my games, right? All the exclusives, the purchases. What's going to happen to all that stuff?" So Sony reversed their decision, which I think was the good move.
I think people really cared about the PS1 and PS2 games that are like super expensive to buy the physical edition but they're super cheap to buy the digital.
Sure, like that too. Yeah, you can get Valkyrie Profile for $5 or $10 or whatever it is, right? As opposed to $100, right? That's a good value, and you can only play that on certain systems. I get why Sony doesn't want to accept new games, because for every new game that comes out, that is now a purchase that you are beholden to, and fans are going to be upset in a year or 2 years when you're like, yeah, we're going to close down the store again. So if they can stem people from buying new things, I get it, right? You're gonna get Among Us on the Vita? Nope, they're not gonna.
That's what I want. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, but that means Sony has to keep the store open longer and longer, right? The reason they wanted to close it is they're like, we're not making that much money off this. It's costing us a lot of money to keep it up and running and maintain it. Let's try and get rid of this thing that we're not really supporting anymore, right? It's out there as a thing. The store is technically still a thing, but they're like, look, we need to like cut costs on that. So I get the why.
This is a slow death. This is just a shiv into the artery and twisting and leaving the shiv in. Listen, it's a slow death.
Listen, I work in software development, right? The less things that I need to maintain, the easier my life is.
I need you to make sure this website works on the original iPhone, damn it. Come on, Dave.
Yeah, no. IE9 support? It's not happening. You need to upgrade your browser. I'm sorry.
No.
You got to get on the PS5 or the Nintendo Switch if you want a proper handheld and use that store and buy games on there.
Come on. I don't know. Well, listen, it's they want to kill it, but it's a slow death.
Right.
The end of 2022, they're going to kill all the stores, right? But they're going to have, again, I do think there's rumors that they have a Games Pass sort of equivalent on the way, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they're just going to unite all this. I said this already. I said this a million times on the show. They're going to unite the services into one PlayStation Network type of service. It's going to be backwards compatible with PS1 and PS2 games. Maybe not PS3, even though you can get PS3 emulators.
That's the thing. If your purchases carried over to PS4, PS5, and it was just like you didn't lose anything, it would be a easier pill to swallow, right? Because then your digital purchases are still there. You can't take them portable, sure, but at least you can still play them, right? You have some ownership over them, which I think would be a little bit better. But it's a lot of work. Well, it's a lot of work.
You know, one thing you can own potentially in the future, an Xbox exclusive game that may be coming to PlayStation. And what I mean by that, Sony has registered a trademark for a former exclusive Xbox IP, and that is Sunset Overdrive. How is this possible, you say? Because you liked Sunset Overdrive. You were one of the 1.4 million people that bought it and loved it and wonder what the hell happened to this game, this IP. It's because Insomniac Games, which made Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank, that's coming out in June next month, are now owned by Sony.
Yeah. So it's interesting because Insomniac typically a PlayStation developer, right? They were third party all the way, but they typically, all the Ratchet and Clank games are on PlayStation. There's nothing on Switch, nothing on Xbox, right? And then they go and make the Sunset Overdrive game, which is a very good game, by the way. It's a hidden gem.
Xbox published.
Right, and Xbox published. It didn't do that great. Only 1.16 million total sales, I think, to date, which is not that great. And they just kind of dropped the property, which is sad because I thought it was great. I think a lot of people didn't give it a chance, and maybe they will now since it's
funny.
Possibly coming to Sony.
It was the engine that they made Spider-Man with, right? So they needed to make Sunset Overdrive to make Spider-Man.
Right. That's funny.
Listen, people wanted a new... Okay, let's put it in proper perspective, okay? Sure. In early 2014, PS4 was killing it. Xbox just had nothing going for it. I don't even know if Phil Spencer was there yet. Well, as was the head of Xbox yet. Right? Was that other guy who famously said, if you don't have internet, we have a great product for you. It's called the 360.
Oh God, that's I think that was Don Matrick.
I don't remember his name, and I don't care to remember his name. God bless him wherever he is, whatever he's doing, wherever he works. But it was a shit show for the Xbox. Right? It was still $100 more than a PS4.
It was 5 versus 400, and it came with a camera you didn't want.
I was probably one of the only people that wanted it because I like saying Xbox on, and it turned on my whole entertainment system. I was like, yeah, baby, everything is voice activated for me, girl. yeah, you want to see this? Xbox on. And it just turned on. You just hear everything turn on. It was awesome. It came out when nobody wanted an Xbox. Everybody had a PlayStation. And everybody wanted whatever game you had to be on PlayStation, right? Think about it. A PlayStation, PS4, well, we talked about it last week. PS5 sold like 7.9 million or something along those lines. And this time, at the same time, at 6 months for the PS4, it was like 7.5 million, right? When it was probably only like 2 or 3, half of that, right, for Xboxes. So I want to say Sunset Overdrive was probably like half the install base. So it was a good attach rate for Xbox.
I mean, sure, yeah.
If you would look at the bright side, I mean, even look at Titanfall. Titanfall came out around the same time, the original Titanfall. It didn't sell well either, right? It had potential, and it got a sequel. Sunset Overdrive was the hidden gem of last generation for the Xbox.
Oh yeah. It's there's nothing wrong with that game. It's pretty solid. It's got beautiful visuals. All right, make your own character. Open.
It was the
world.
opposite of Days Gone. You get the zombies in a bright, colorful
That's right.
world, and you get to slide around and shoot them with all different types of weapons.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love that game.
Because the energy drink turned everybody into zombies.
That's right.
It was one of the first games, I believe, that I can remember where the demo came out, and whatever character you created, I think you can pour over to the actual game, and you bought it.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So
continue the progress.
Yeah.
So do you think they're actually going to put out a sequel, even though they're like trademarking?
Yes, not anytime soon. Because
you think they're going to do? Okay.
No, they will. They know 100%. They will.
I hope so.
It's the game. So it's a game made for PlayStation. To be honest, right?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And Insomniac is only 2 studios, right? I think there's a Santa Monica studio and there's like a Canada studio.
Right.
And
sounds about right.
They're making 100% making the next Spider-Man game.
Yep.
And they're now putting out Insomniac, right? Which they're going to support for, whatever, the next year or two. But I guarantee you, after the next Spider-Man game, Sunset Overdrive is next, baby. I know it. They're gonna port the first one and put out the sequel. That's what's gonna happen. Telling you now, you could take it to the bank, baby.
All right.
So, all right. So we talked about exclusives for Sony. Let's talk about the shift. What is Xbox gonna do in return? Right? Sony's gonna put out this exclusive former Xbox IP. That's what the headlines are gonna say. Microsoft is working on this, maybe exclusive small IP you may have heard of. It's called Star Wars.
Oh, little old property called Star Wars. I never heard of it, Dan.
So Jeff Grubb on his show sort of reported that Xbox is supposedly working on an exclusive Star Wars title. Now Jeff Grubb has been right about a lot of things in the past. He's an insider. I'm going to take this to the bank, at least that they're working on it. And it may be timed exclusive. Star Wars may be too big just to be on one platform.
Yeah, I mean, Disney owns it. So
Disney owns it.
They're not going to necessarily be like, all right, only on Xbox. No, they want it on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to say I took this to the bank for one reason. LucasArts, which is owned by Disney, which is in charge of the Star Wars IP and Indiana Jones.
Right.
And Bethesda is making an Indiana Jones game, right? So I can see this. I can see this being in the works. It may not be that Xbox, like Microsoft, is involved. It could be something that was already in the works for Bethesda to be making a Star Wars game, and now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, by default, they're involved, right?
Could be, yeah. I could see that. And I would be down for it. Bethesda certainly has some good pedigree.
What we need is a Knights of the Old Republics 3.
Oh, now, well.
I don't know what the ownership, who owns, because that's a
BioWare made
game.
1 and 2. And that was a whole thing. And they were Xbox exclusives. If you remember.
They were.
Microsoft owned BioWare. So it was PC and Xbox only. They were great games. I loved them. Big twist at the end of the first one. Amazing. Did not even see that coming. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to be doing Knights of the Old Republic 3. It'll probably be a new IP. Maybe it'll be exclusive, but I
Why don't you want Knights of the Old Republic 3? Come on, man. Come on,
I didn't say I didn't. I didn't say I didn't.
Come on,
I was just
bro.
saying it's not going to happen.
Well, we got to put it out in the atmosphere. We got to put it out in the universe. I want a Knights of the Old Republic 3. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what happens?
I'm right there with you.
If they do that, that means they have to port 1 and 2.
Right, and you get the next gen visuals for it. Yeah,
the next gen visuals, and I've never played any of those games.
Right, but that means you got to get BioWare involved because they're not going to be giving up that source code.
You know, listen, if they could spend $7 billion for ZeniMax,
7.5. You're acting like that 0.5 is table scraps, Dan.
That's nothing, man. That's nothing. That's nickels and dimes. That's pennies. That's 21 Jump Street. That's nothing.
Okay.
Nobody cares about that 0.5, Dave. You're so hung up on the 0.5.
I'm just saying, you know.
I'm just saying, you know, Sony, you know, PlayStation sold 7.9 million units right now.
Well, that's not billion, though. Microsoft spent 7.5 billion, so.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a bigger number.
All right. 7.9, 7.5, just saying. Okay. I would love to see. I want a Jedi Fallen Order 2, and I want to, you know, make that map better.
I 100% think there is a Jedi Fallen Order 2 in the works.
Oh yeah,
right. Respawn made it. What are they doing now? They're supporting Apex, and they're
Titanfall
working
3?
on. No, I don't think Titanfall 3 is in the works.
You must be sadly mistaken, my friend. Titanfall 3 is in the works. I'm putting it out there in the universe. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there in the universe.
Just because Apex Legends is in the Titanfall universe doesn't mean that they're
going to
working on
start seeing
Titanfall
mechs
3.
soon. And when mechs come into Apex Legends, that's when we know Titanfall 3 is coming.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, no, I definitely want to see a Star Wars game, and I can't wait for this Indiana Jones game. Kind of excited. Want to know how they're going to do this.
I
know you don't care about this, but Harrison Ford is signed on to do Indiana Jones 5.
Oh no! I'm super excited.
He said, if you want me to be Han Solo, you got to give me one more Indiana Jones movie before I die.
He's way too old though. Like, you got to get Shia LaBeouf back because he's his son.
No, he's not coming in. His son won't be in the movie.
Well, how's that gonna work? Are they gonna retcon the whole entire thing? Ugh.
Oh no.
See, I don't even want to get into this right now. Ugh. He's got to have somebody. Got to have a younger sidekick who does all the stunts. Because Harrison Ford's like 80. He's old.
Just CGI him.
Well then, no, I'm not getting into this right now.
All right. Okay. Fine. You know what we can get into? We can get into Stadia.
Uh-huh.
No, we're not gonna get into that either. No one wants to get into Stadia. Not even their vice president, because the vice president of Stadia has left. Not just Stadia. He's left Google entirely. He's gone. Right? John Justice. What a name. JJ.
John Justice. Yeah, JJ.
Yeah. The former vice president and head of product at Stadia has just left Google entirely. He's gone, baby.
Yeah, I think this wins the award for most non-shocking news of the year. Stadia is terrible. All right, I was trying to defend it in the beginning.
You were all about Stadia.
Look, it's not a bad service, and they're improving it, and they're trying to put more games on there, but their own initiatives, right? The VP is gone now. Jade Raymond left. She went and formed her own studio, and now all of the devs who were in the game division have left to join Haven or whatever it is and work on her team because she's going to be actually making games. And now, the VP quits. It's just not a good look.
Listen, man. You know why you should own Stadia, right? Or have a Stadia subscription? Mm-hmm. You can play exclusively on Stadia Bomberman R multiplayer.
Ah, there it is. That's the game.
Which I think now is on PC, so it's no longer exclusive anymore.
Well, it was the hot IP for like a month.
IP.
Yeah, that game is trash too. Bomberman R? Come on now. That was a Switch launch title.
Super Bomberman R. I played the heck out of it because it's the only thing I had other than Breath of the Wild when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, like given Google's penchant for closing down products very willy-nilly, I give Stadia a year. I give them another year, maybe a year and a half if you want to be generous, before they're like, we're going to stop.
I think Stadia's not out of the game. Listen,
they have the money, but it's just how long do they want
to Sony?
Well, they would probably sell it to somebody, sure, yeah. How
long
do they want to hemorrhage money? That's the question.
They're going to sell that to Sony, and they're going to sell Google Glass. Sony's going to make the bomb VR headset with Stadia.
I mean, I don't know why Sony would want Stadia. It's just not. It's not anything good.
They don't want Stadia. They want the technology to go along with the Gaikai technology.
It's not great. It's not great tech. It's
really?
Not that great tech. It's okay. I tried the trial for a little bit. You know, it was fine.
I played Assassin's Creed on my Chrome browser.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. No, I think they'll sell it. The tech is worth something. I just don't think Google. I just don't think they made the right moves.
And they made a lot of not right moves. Yeah, I mean it was a lackluster product.
And I said this from the beginning. I think they should have partnered with the console makers instead of trying to be an alternative. It should have been a partnership to where you're at work, back when we were at work, and you can play Cyberpunk on your browser, and then you can play it at home. You can play Cyberpunk at home on your PlayStation console or on your Xbox.
Nah, see, Microsoft wouldn't go for that though. And Sony would.
And then you can play, and then you can pause it and play it from your browser at work.
Yeah. See, Microsoft definitely not down with that because xCloud is a thing, right?
This is before xCloud was a thing. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know, but they had that in the work, so they were working on it at least, right? You could get Sony on board, you could get Nintendo on board, right? You could probably get Nintendo on board because it's just a streaming service, right?
Which is why I said Sony would buy the technology because then that works perfect for them. They don't have to actually develop it; it was already developed.
Yeah, you got to integrate it into your systems and all that. But yeah, I mean, I could see them purchasing this for sure. But yeah, man, year and a half tops, and they're out of the business.
All right, you know what's gonna happen in a year and a half?
What's that?
The video game streaming wars will officially begin. Right, where we still have Stadia, still a thing, right? Stadia's here. Amazon, forgot about them. Luna,
Amazon Luna, it's a thing.
Lunar, loser. I don't know, whatever. That's still a thing. That's there, right? Verizon is
working on something.
They're working on a video game streaming service. We know that. And by these Epic versus Apple leaks, now we know Wal-Mart was working on a streaming service called Project Storm.
Oh my God, I can't.
So there were leaks. There were emails, a correspondence between Walmart and Tim Sweeney of Epic Games, where Walmart was pitching a video game streaming service that they're working on or want to work on, and have Fortnite run on it. Walmart's working on a streaming service.
I can't with these companies. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you know how to make.
You got to spend it. You got money, you got to spend it. Come on, Dave.
I mean, look, again, just because you have money, right? Stadia, trash. Amazon Luna, trash, right? There was the OnLive service from 10 years ago. That ended up failing. It was a little before its time, right? It's very difficult to do. Very difficult to do.
I mean, there's a lot of things that came from this Epic versus Apple, right? It was all made public knowledge. And all the lawyers are trying to, redact a lot of this stuff because, the video game
trade
business is based in secrecy, right? The element of surprise. Oh my God, Mario Odyssey 2, and it's coming out this year. Everybody's going to go bananas if that happens, right? You
got to at least wait till E3 before you put out these documents.
So a couple of things that we got from the leaks from the Epic versus Apple. Phil Spencer talked about putting xCloud on other consoles, especially the Switch, right? Sony making Epic pay for crossplay because they hate crossplay. They just hate it.
Oh,
right?
yeah. They're very anti other ecosystems.
Yeah. And then you got Microsoft actually having internal reviewers review games for other companies. Like they reviewed The Last of Us Part 2 internally, right? Like, who is that for? Why are they reviewing that? They're not reviewing it for Phil. Phil has probably played it, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess it's this is the type of game that the competitors are making.
Right. Yeah, you need to see what your competition's doing, sure.
And then there was an internal calendar leaked from Microsoft that they thought that Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 were going to be out last holiday season. Right, so they were
wasn't
preparing.
For the pandemic, you would assume
those two games were coming out this holiday season. Which, why would you think? I don't think anybody thought Metroid Prime 4 was coming out.
No.
Like, maybe Breath of the Wild 2,
now with the pandemic,
but not Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of leaks from this.
So why, like, this is the Apple and Epic lawsuit. Why are we getting leaks from, like, Microsoft? That I don't understand.
It's just correspondence discovery from the lawsuit, right? Correspondence about the game industry and how the game industry is, right? This is Epic trying to show this is the industry itself and why, we should change it, kind of.
I see.
And, everybody else is just collateral damage. Because they didn't think they would get all these email leaks and be made public knowledge, right? And it's funny. There's reports that the judge had people bring in different consoles one at a time and ask Tim Sweeney, "What's this console? Oh, this is a PlayStation 5. Do you own one? I don't own one at home, right? I think he has it at work, but it's not at home. This is an Xbox and this is a Switch." And they made him demonstrate how to play the Switch, which was weird.
Wow.
So,
and you got to do it, right, to prove your case. You got to be like, all right, I know this stuff, right?
So, well, let's take it back to the original story. Walmart is working on a streaming service. Everybody wants to have a streaming service, a video game streaming service.
Yeah, I give it a year and a half. This Project Storm thing, if it even gets off the ground. And look,
I want to get a T-shirt made. They, a year and a half. That's how long. Yeah. That's how long your idea will last.
Listen. I don't know if I told you how much I hate Walmart. I used to work at Walmart. I hate them as a company.
Yes. You've discussed in the early episodes that no one should listen to.
Yeah.
How much you hate Walmart. Yes.
Anyway, so all of that aside, I'm not trying to dog on Walmart in this case. It is very difficult to do a game streaming service. Right? Google has a hell of a ton of money. All right, they are not, and they can't even all the resources. No,
and they hired industry people.
Right. They get a lot of top people in there, and then everybody realizes now this is a shit show. We have to jump ship, and they do. And Walmart doesn't have anything to do with video games, right? They sell them. They sell them online. They sell them in the store, and that's really about it. They have a big website. They have a good logistics and shipping, but like video games, streaming, no, that's not their forte. Cheap prices, that's their forte.
Stay in your lane, I think is what Dave is trying to say.
Yes, I am. Stay in your lane, okay. Walmart.
All right. Well, let's take it to a company that knows a lot about video games, and that's Nintendo. And let's end with this. This is the last story on the docket. Nintendo has sold lifetime to date 500 million handheld consoles. Think about that, 500 million. That's crazy.
That's the 0.5 from the Microsoft buyout of ZeniMax.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to. I teed you up. I knew you were going to say that.
No, 500 million is crazy. Like that's
from
granted,
the
they have
Game
a lot
Boy
of consoles. Yeah.
From the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color to the Game Boy Advance,
right?
Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh, forget the Game Boy Pocket. Come on now.
The Game Boy Pocket,
right?
The Game Boy Micro.
The Game Boy Light, the DS, Game DSi, Boy Light. DS Lite.
Yes, I was going to say all of those.
Yeah,
and the Switch. I think the Switch is counted in that. I think the Switch
100%. It is a hybrid console. It is a hybrid console.
500 million.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
That's a lot,
man. You know what that means? That means the retro scene is alive and thriving, at least in the handheld market business.
Yeah.
I need to get more. I need to collect more DS and 3DS games.
Mm-hmm.
I have like
Now's the
90 of
time.
each, and
Now's the
Game
time.
Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it. That's it for the news. Dave, what are you gonna do this weekend? Any good weekend plans?
It's Mother's Day weekend, Dan. You gotta go home and see your family, see your mom, get her some roses, tell her how much you love her.
What game would you play with your mom, or what game would your mom play? Do you think?
Words with Friends, because that's the game she does play. I got her an iPad last Christmas, and she exclusively plays Words with Friends. She loves Scrabble. That is the game. I've tried to get her to play gambling games because she likes to gamble. The controls were a little bit tough. This was like back in the Super Nintendo days. My brother tried to get her to play Pac-Man on the Atari for a science experiment, and she screamed.
Your mom is a science experiment. She screamed.
Was it for
ice cream? Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream.
No. I believe it was a science experiment about reaction times. So he used Pac-Man as like the control, I guess, and he had me play and my mom play, and she got freaked out because she got trapped in a corner and the ghosts were coming after her. She threw the controller up and screamed. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. She likes a certain type of game. Words with Friends is that game. That's the game we play. We always play Scrabble when I go home. So
okay. So my mom can't even send a text message. She
Oh.
doesn't even know what texting is.
Oh.
Every time I look at her phone, I say, "Mom, you have like 50 unread text messages." She's
I don't
just
know
like,
what that is.
"Oh, that's what that is? I don't know what that is. I don't text message. I don't know what this texting message is."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, Mom, one of these is from me."
Saying, "Help, I'm in danger." And
She doesn't know what.
are you in
texting is.
danger? No, I'm fine.
She doesn't know what
Fine
texting is. She's not into texting. I'm taking my mom out to dinner. Taking my aunt out. I mean, I talked about it on the show. I lost one of my aunts a few months ago. So it's the first Mother's Day without having her. And she was, not gonna lie, she was like, the kid from Soul Food. She would be the one that said, "All right, let's all get together." Right? She would be the catalyst. I have to be that catalyst because nobody wanted to go out. And I'm like, no, we're gonna go out, and I'm gonna spend some of my tax money, and I'm gonna get you guys a great dinner, at least.
Nice.
So. Yeah, I'm gonna do that and not play Resident Evil 8 because I didn't buy it, and I'm trying to decide: do I want to buy a game that I'm not gonna play for $60, or buy a game I'm not gonna play for $30? I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, I'll let you decide on that, but I think the answer is obvious. Yeah. All right, that is episode 269 in the books, folks. We want to thank you guys for listening to the show, liking, commenting, doing all the good stuff that you guys do. Also, let us not forget that we have a special limited time giveaway going on right now for Assassin's Creed Valhalla for Xbox One/Series X. One physical copy will be given to the lucky winner. So head on over to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Like this post or video and leave a comment and tell us which Assassin's Creed game is your favorite and why. Note, you can enter once per episode and once per social media service. This contest is open to U.S. residents only. Good luck to everyone who enters. So if you guys want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. And one final piece. We are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can check out all of the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.